All right, so let me show you some other things, because I learned some things. It's always good to learn things. It's my favorite thing. So what I learned, this was just a couple months ago, is I learned about a crease pad. I had no idea what it was. I heard about it, but I just thought that just meant just use your cutting pads. No, a crease pad it's kind of like a cutting pad, but it's its own thing. So basically what it is this. It is not a silicone mat. It's actually called a crease pad, and they sell it the regular size for the cutting. They also do an extended one. And what this is for any die that actually has Crease Rule in it. So now we're going to talk about steel rule dies. So I'm going to show you something, and your dies at home should not do this. I'm just showing you just so people can see. A steel rule die is a handmade die. Okay, so this is not like an etch die. This is actually a metal blade that has been bent and assembled by hand. So they take the design, they bend the metal, which has an actual blade on the end. They take a piece of wood, they laser cut it, and they hammer this in. Okay, so now your blades are facing up. Then they put on a piece of foam. The foam is simply to protect your fingers from the blades. It really doesn't do anything from a cutting feature. So sometimes if you have a lot of dies, if you're like me and you end up doing a lot of picking out of detailed dies, and this looks like a pin cushion or you've ripped out half of the foam, it doesn't mean that this won't cut anymore. It will still cut just fine. It just doesn't look good. Yeah, that's it. It's just because sometimes you pick it out. So that's how a die is made, and because that is, a lot of these dies cannot be as intricate, cannot be as detailed as, say, kind of your perforations. But what a steel rule die will allow you to do is actually create different levels of depth with the blade, hence creating a crease rule, which means on a die like this, I've got a blade that will actually cut out, but then I have steel rule in there as well that's actually going to score or create a crease. However, because I released a couple dies at Winter, you know, the in the bag that we did, the little pocket envelope, and I have tons of emails going, I'm using it and it's cutting the whole thing apart. It's not really a bag. I fold it up and it's pieces. And so I was like, well, I don't know why that is. But if you go and just use your cutting pad on the top, it is going to sometimes, if it's thinner paper, have so much pressure that it will actually cut that apart. It's not going to give you any crease at all. So here's what the crease rule is going to do. Let me just grab a bigger piece of paper. I don't think Tammy has a piece of paper, so let me just grab one. Let's see what I have. Here we go. Take a piece of, I'll just do some white cardstock so you can see. So I'm just going to go in, take this, I'm going to carefully measure my paper, carefully cut it so I can die cut it. It's going to go right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make our 3D star just with our cardstock. We still need to do the sandwich, but one of them is going to be a cutting pad, the other one is going to be our crease pad. That's going to go on the top. So that's our sandwich. So in other words, this will now replace the second one of these, okay? And we'll put this in, engage it into the vagabond. Okay, so here's what we've got. I'll just close that side up, just so you can see over it. There you go. Good on that? So now when I take this off, it does actually cut. It's a cutting pad, but it's created a crease. Really nice. I know. It was like an aha moment. I'm like, how long have you had this? Like, forever. I said, I don't think a lot of people know about that, because I didn't. You know, I was trying with a cutting pad, and I'm like, it's cutting through my paper. I should probably put another piece in, or yeah, I was trying to relieve the pressure somehow. But then I tried it with the silicone mat, and that did not end well at all. So this is really great. So here's what this die does. This one's cool. This is a 3D star. So this has two stars, small and a large, but because I've got that crease in there, it's just going to allow me to go in and fold. So I'm just going to start out with just the tabs. And this is a cardstock, so even you can do this with even lighter weight paper. You can actually even do this with the mirrored, the plastic. Yeah. So I'm going to take this and fold this across. When you're doing the star, just look at every fold and go all the way across. Don't try to treat each piece. If you just fold and spin and fold and spin, it's much easier, because I can just go the same exact way. Don't worry about peaks and valleys on this. Just do all your folds. Once you've done all your folds, then you can go in and you can tuck in your shorter ones, and you just kind of gather it around like that. Tuck that one in, fold under all your tabs, and then you've created your dimensional star. So our dimensional star is really cool because these little tabs will allow you to glue it flat onto a card and still keep that dimension, or it gives you a surface that you can attach two back to back. without putting a big layer of frosting around the outside with hot glue. So I think that's really cool. It's a neat looking die. It's dimensional. Yeah, it's fun. So any of your crease ones, like even the new one, the new pocket envelope, really fun because this is a mover and shaper. So this is going to allow me to cut out windows in this little envelope. So if I wanted to go in and maybe you're going to do something like for a Halloween party, even for a wedding, you wanted to cut out a silhouette window, you can do this out of this, it's not a pocket envelope, it's a pillow box. Some cute samples. This little pillow box right here. So this is what the die does. It actually creates this tiny little box, and if you wanted to create a window, it's really cool to cut out a window and then maybe slide a piece of acetate inside the little pillow box. If you wanted to fill it with candy or shakeable stuff, makes a great little favor. And it also comes with 3 labels, and these labels of course match the new label stamps in the apothecary, so you can stamp those cool little outlines on it. But this one's really fun. I'll show you how this one works. So this we're going to go and we'll cut this out, and because it has Crease Rule, now I know what to use. Did y'all know about the Crease? Did you know about the Crease Pad?
I think
you
so.
did?
I think I own it.
It's been around forever, huh? I didn't know. I was just struggling. Did you guys all know too? Am I the only one that was just in the dark on that
I
one?
didn't know. I didn't know.
No, thanks. Validating. Thank you. I feel better. Like, thanks for the validation, because
I think actually Stampin' Up sells it.
the Crease Pad?
Because
they do all the
those
Sizzix
3D
stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I really didn't know, and I just thought, I think there's a lot of people that just don't know about it. I didn't, because I struggled with that. All right, so here's what this one is.
Actually, I heard about it long before I discovered it.
Oh, there you go.
So
here's our new little silhouette mover and shaper. So we're going to take that out. That's cute. Then we have this. This will be our die. So our die, same thing. We're just going to go in and just do our folds. This is kind of it's a little crescent fold, so we're just going to go in. These are somewhat tricky. It's got that little kind of smiley curve to it. Alright, this goes together pretty easy though. Going with our adhesive again. I would craft with something other than hot glue for this, I'll be honest, but hey, in a demo, anything goes. So I'd use tape or something. They're like, man, he really likes hot glue. No, I would just use whatever. And just kind of line that up. You'll get the idea of it. So basically on your box, here's how the whole thing works. This one with the little notch, that's what's going to go in first, and that's going to snap right on top. And same thing here. That's what's going to go in first, and that snaps on top. It's cute. Yeah, it's neat. It's a great little favor. Yeah, and I like that because, again, if you're going to open the box, you needed the notch so you can get your finger in there to open the other one. So that's why we did that notch. And you'll know if you forget that and you do it the other way. I also like the fact of using embossing folders for this. That's one of the things that I think you really need to think of your embossing folders as texture. It doesn't always have to go on the front of a card. If you're using paper for anything, you would die cut that shape, take that entire thing and just run it through, and wherever you get your embossed design, it kind of wraps all the way around. Pretty cool. It's a great way to use it. And here they just use the little labels as a gift tag. It's cute. It's a great little idea. So even though it comes with the labels, they just stacked them up and used them as gift tags. I think it's really clever, really fun.